Certainly a tougher lineup tonight for Spencer Strider to face as he toes the rubber for the 7th time this season. He had the 5 losses, then the win last time against Colorado. Now can Spencer Strider build off of that?
Down he goes. Got him on a slider. Went down and in with that slider, and he went golfing for it. Got nothing but air on that swing.
For Juan Soto, sitting on 999 career hits. Here's the 2-2 to Soto. Rip to the right side, base hit going into right field. Juan Soto collects hit number 1,000 for his major league career. A base hit off of Spencer Strider. Not 2-out hit for Soto, who points to the Braves and said, "Can we please get that baseball?" Mike Sarbaugh, third base coach, got it from Austin Riley. Turns and flips it into the Met dugout. So congratulations to Juan Soto. 2 outs. First pitch. Ripped to the left side. A base hit past the shortstop going into left field. Verdugo stops it in the grass, chucks it in as Soto moves up to second base. So all of a sudden, back-to-back base hits for 2 guys that are really the anchor of this team.
So now Starling Marte getting a start against a right-hander after 2 hits last night against Chris Sale.
Weak grounder. Riley in. Riley across. 2 stranded for the Mets. Bravo's coming up.
Clay Holmes with a very important start tonight.
You know, his last 5 starts I mentioned, and he's got an ERA of 2.43 in almost 30 innings, but he's given up the 6 home runs, which is uncharacteristic for Clay.
And that's hooked in the air to left field. Nimmo shading his eyes in the sunshine. He's got it. Side retired. Holmes has a 1-2-3 opening inning. No score after 1.
And there's 1 away. It'll bring up the center fielder for the Mets, Tyrone Taylor. Taylor's had a nice series, 3 for 6.
And Taylor lines one into right center for a base hit. So the Mets have their 3rd hit against Strider, and Taylor's now 4 for 7 in this series. Now Francisco Alvarez with 1 out and 1 on. Taylor lengthening his lead. He takes off, and Alvarez swings and misses. Baldwin's throw, no chance. Taylor got a huge jump for his 9th stolen base of the year.
1-2 to Alvarez. Ground ball left side. Allen deep in the hole. Plants, fires, bounces the throw, and got him. That took him into shallow left field, charging hard to his right. Reached across his torso for a backhanded grab.
Runner at second, top of the second. Mauricio 7 for 41 in a dozen games since the call-up.
Mauricio lines one to center field. That's a base hit. Taylor around third, heading home. He'll score without a throw. Ronnie Mauricio with a 2-out RBI hit to give the Mets the early lead.
So for Mauricio, his 3rd RBI. Remember, he hit a couple of solo home runs. Those are the only 2 runs he's knocked in his time here.
Brandon Nimmo leads off in the top of the 3rd. Drive toward the left field line. Verdugo racing over. He won't get it. It bounces into the corner. Stays in play. Nimmo goes to second. He stops there with a leadoff double. So Nimmo continues to hit Strider well. Now 9 for 18 against him, that time on an 0-2 pitch.
Here's Pete with the runner at second. Strider is set from the belt. Nimmo goes. The pitch is taken. Called strike. Throw to third. Tag by Riley. Not in time. Stolen base for Brandon Nimmo, and they will not challenge.
1 strikeout in the game. Make it 2 strikeouts in the game. A slider fans Pete Alonso. He went reaching across the plate for it. Couldn't find it. That's a big strikeout.
So 2 away. Nimmo still at 3rd. And here's Marte. Grounded out his first time up.
The slider is grounded to Allen. Whoa, good scoop by Matt Olson at first base. He's the best in the business at that.
Nick Allen next to the plate.
Here's the 0-1. Allen with a scorcher right on down the left field line. A fair ball. Kicks off the sidewall. Playing the carom Brandon Nimmo. And by the time he pounces on it, Allen standing on second base with a double. That's what you like to see. Apparently that's the theme tonight. The 9-hole hitters making something happen. Happened for Mauricio and the Mets as he drove in a run in the 2nd inning. And now Allen with a 1-out double.
Braves needed it first hit tonight. Now you got a runner in scoring position and Acuna coming up.
And Acuna hits one past the mound. It bounces out to McNeil. And Acuna is thrown out for the 2nd time. Over to 3rd goes Allen, 2 away.
So now the Braves need a 2-out base hit from Alex Verdugo, who's 0 for 1 with a fly out to right field.
Takes the payoff pitch high, and he will trot down to first base.
And that's ball 4 to put runners in the corners for Austin Riley.
And he goes waving at the slider for strike 3. Nice job by Holmes. Set him up inside with the fastball. Got him out with the slider away.
Spencer Strider will be facing McNeil, Taylor, and Alvarez, and he's hoping for a clean inning.
Slider, and he had McNeil out in front. Third strikeout for Strider tonight.
Tyrone Taylor, he singled and scored back in the second inning.
Nasty slider. Back-to-back strikeouts.
Strider has found his weapon of choice.
This was a very effective pitch for him, Gary.
Here's Alvarez.
Strider trying to strike out the side here. That'll do it. All on the slider. All swinging.
That'll put Olson down at first base. Third walk allowed by Holmes.
As Ozuna digs in.
And he'll spank one up the middle. Base it into center field. So a walk and a single. And the Braves in business. No one out here in the bottom of the fourth inning.
The 0-1. Swung on, popped up. On the infield, foul territory, so no infield fly rule, but Mauricio's there to make the catch.
Ozzie Albies 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Last night, the bottom of the order, lots of production.
Line drive out into left center. Olson is going to be waved home. Here's a throw from Taylor. Safe. He snuck the hand in there.
That was a good wave by Freddie Gonzalez, a bang-bang play at the plate, and it turned out. Made an excellent throw, but too late.
Really nice slide by Olson.
See what Nick Allen can do. Remember, he had the double last time up.
Harris gets set to run. 3-2. And it's in there. Got the top of the zone for strike 3. Third strikeout for Holmes gets him through further trouble in the fourth.
Third walk issued by Clay Holmes. Second leadoff walk, and leadoff walk last inning led to a run.
All right, Austin, now let's see what you can do here. One out, one on. Lines it. Well, it's not a homer, but it's certainly productive. Acuna's going to head for third. Soto's throw, no chance.
Good hustle by Acuna. I mean, he was picking them up and laying them down. First and third, one out. 3-1 the count. Matt takes low, ball 4, and they're loaded. 5 walks. That's got to be a season high for this guy, doesn't it?
If the big bear can make him pay.
And it's in there for a call, third strike. Ozuna caught looking at a fastball, goes away shaking his head at Paul Clemens. Now there are 2 out.
That's a strike.
Drake Baldwin, the batter. Baldwin has walked and fouled out.
He walked it. And Atlanta takes the lead.
And that'll be the last pitch that Holmes throws tonight. Carlos Mendoza bounces out of the dugout, and the Braves are on top 2-1.
Huascar Brazoban worked the 10th inning in the opening game of this series with the losing pitcher. Now he comes into a bases loaded jam in the 5th.
And he's got Ozzie Albies, who had the RBI single in the 4th.
Ozzie, green light? No. Ball 4, he forced in another run. 2 runs in the inning thanks to bases loaded walks.
7 Met pitcher walks in the first 5 innings. And the Mets find the going rough in Atlanta once again.
The 0-2 again to Michael. Rolled to the right side. Alonso charges right at the bag. He almost stumbles over the bag.
So the Braves scored 2 runs to take a 3-1 lead. They score on 2 bases loaded walks.
9-hole hitter. Nick Allen will lead off. Nick looking for his first homer of the year.
Off the glove of Brazoban. And Nick Allen is going to reach.
Second hit of the night for Nick Allen. Attaboy.
9 walks for Mets pitching tonight. And there's only 1 out in the 6th inning.
You got to take advantage of these.
I mean, at the moment, they're fortunate it's only a 3-1 game with,
You're right,
with 9 walks. So this is where, to your point, the Braves, you got to blow this thing open.
Down the right field line. Stay fair. Yes, it will. Here they come. Riley around third. A bases clearing double for Matt Olson. And Atlanta breaks it open.
48 RBIs for Olson. And they didn't get away with that runners in scoring position work there, did they?
That's making them pay.
They will eventually come through, and that is it for Brazoban.
This will be the second big league appearance for Justin Hagenman, who did a nice job as the bulk reliever in a game in Minnesota in April.
Drake Baldwin drew a big walk last inning, forced in a run. He's walked twice tonight and fouled out. 0 for 1.
Baldwin puts it in play, and he's going to get an RBI single out of it. Tack another one on.
Olson scores. 7-1 Atlanta.
Once it bounced, that really sprung through. That second hop, once it hit the dirt, it took off. Well, you mentioned the losing streak for the Mets. It's reached 5 games, and with 3 outs in the 9th inning, it would be a 6-game losing streak, which would be their longest losing streak of the season. This already is their longest losing streak of the season. So now they run the risk of being swept in back-to-back series after not being swept all year.
Matt Olson out to right center. Well, he continues to strike the ball so well. This one strikes the wall. Another double. The one in the 6th brought in 3 runs. This one here in the 8th with 2 outs.
7-1 Braves, bottom of the 8th, and here's Marcell Ozuna.
A rocket hit to left field by Ozuna. Back goes Nimmo, and he runs it down. Nice play by Nimmo. He got a great break on that ball. And the Mets are down to their final out of the night.
He struck him out.
There's your high cheese.
Yep. A statement sweep for the Braves over their rival, the New York Mets. And the tide may be turning for these Atlanta Braves.